The VC show, let's go, doing the part with Raj. We got the sports on deck for our audience. Whether it's big news, hot topics, updates, straight facts, storytelling, breakdowns, or special guests. VC show, let's go, it's time to turn it out. The VC show, let's go. Welcome to the VC show presented by Caesar Sportsbook on Omaha Audio. Part 2 with Mike Conley starts now. Let's take a trip. Let's go back, man, for a little bit, man. You know, dang, you were drafted in 2007?
Don't even say it. Yeah, 2007. That long ago. I know. That's a long time, man. I can't even believe it.
Wait a minute.
So there's
2007?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Year 17, man, coming up. I can't believe it.
That's crazy.
I know.
And in that year, the team traded away their franchise player. I remember like it was yesterday. You come in. What does young Mike Conley remember from that day? So you were already drafted?
Yep. I was already drafted. So when I got drafted, I'm like, man, you know, I play with Memphis Grizzlies on 2K and NBA Live all the time. I'm excited to be a part of the team. And, you know, got all these vets and Damon Stoudemire and, you know, Mike Miller, Brian Cardinal, and Pau Gasol. Like I'm excited about playing on the same team as Pau Gasol and literally like a month into the season, it feels like. It was
a month. Okay, that's what. Okay,
a month or so into the season, like he gets traded, and I'm like, man, that's like I didn't know what that meant. Like, why are we doing that? Like, he's our best player. Why would we trade him? Like we're trying to, you know, win. But apparently we weren't trying to win. We were trying to, you know, retool this thing.
Position yourself, exactly,
right?
If you would.
Retool this thing. So, but no, man, it was my first little bit of the league, my first little, you know, eye-opening experience of the league. You're seeing your best player go off and get traded, and then obviously be successful in LA. And have the success he did, man. It was crazy. It was.
Did you know you were going to get drafted by the Grizzlies?
I didn't. Not initially. I thought, you know, I did a workout with Atlanta. I did a workout Memphis. I think Milwaukee or somebody.
It's a long time ago, so I'm not expecting you to remember everything.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee was right around there. And I think I forget which team. It might have been Milwaukee or somebody that I felt like I was going to end up there. And then the pick before that, the Grizzlies obviously chose me. So I was like, oh man, like I wasn't expecting it. Right. Kind of jumped the gun on it, and you know, the rest is history. So it was you know, match made in heaven for me, I guess.
And you go on to play all of these years there. What made Grind City, better yet, Grit and Grind, so special with obviously Zebo, TA, and obviously Mark? What made that time so special? Like what?
I think.
What was it like? I mean, obviously the players and their personalities, because I know their personalities, what made it fun and being around them. But
right.
Like, what was it?
I think one being the personalities, that the group of guys that we had obviously made it. But you know, the Grit and Grind was it was truthfully, you know, the personality of our team. It was the identity of our team. It wasn't just words. It wasn't just something that, you know, oh, we're going to find something to live by. We all felt like we were like, quote unquote, like outcasts, and we were all put together as a bunch of guys that everybody said couldn't do anything. Like Zebo was coming from situations where they said he can't do this, can't do that. Tony, the same thing. Mark being, you know, Pau's brother, and you know, not as good, you know, all these, everybody had something, and we used it as, you know, like, hey, you know, we understand everybody overlooks Memphis as a city, as a team, small market, you know, nobody gives us a chance. If we're going to go do something, you know, we got to go out and earn it, and we got to fight for it. We got to be more physical, tougher than you, like have more heart, like all that was what we lived by. And it was cool to have a group of guys that all kind of embodied that.
Seeing
what, like what it meant to them, like every night, whether we won or lost, like, and the love that we got in the city, like it was crazy. And everybody got their love from, but it was nothing. Let's just get this clear. There was nobody got the love like Zebo. That was that guy. that was Memphis was his city. You know what I'm saying? But like still the team and everybody, facts. Don't ever forget that. It is his city, but it was amazing to see, because it's a small market, but there's no other sport there. I mean, obviously, the Titans are up the road a little bit, but. Like, and they just embraced that city. And we, at our time, we had all the injuries. You had got hurt. And it was a point we were down to, like, out of the starters or the top 8 guys, we only had, 3 guys actually able to play at one point.
Right.
But I'd never forget, and I would like you to tell kind of the origin and where this obviously all started. But I remember playing the Clippers one night. And it's going back and forth, and all of a sudden a song comes on. And I'm like, what is going on? And I look in the stands, and everybody's like, whoop that trick! Whoop that trick! I'm like, what is going on? And it was amazing to see, like, it was kind of like a bond. Like, it was an understand, like, I just come like it's giving me chills now, like because I was just like I remember it was just kind of like you were put in a trance for us as players, like, and I was like newly introduced to it as opposed to you guys who came from that playoff series,
right,
with Zebo and Blake Griffin,
right. No,
tell me about that.
That like when you heard it, man, it was that what what's understood don't need to be explained kind of situation for the whole city. We knew what it meant. You were a newcomer to it, but and then I quickly understood. I'm like, bro, oh okay, and then it was like, I'm in. I get it. I mean, obviously, like you said, it all started with the the rivalry that we had with the Clippers because we felt like we were playing them every year in the playoffs, and they'd win one, we'd win one. They'd come back and win. And it was just back and forth type of atmosphere. And, obviously Zebo don't back down from nobody. And there was a couple instances where he got into it with Blake and a couple other Clipper guys. And it just so happened that song was then played literally like a couple minutes later from when there was a little scuffle. And you couldn't have told me everybody in that building wasn't on their feet and just, throwing towels left and right, and just felt like we were at WrestleMania or something. Like it was.
That's exactly what it felt like.
It was wild. So it was a unique experience, and glad I was able to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, and then years after, it's like I come around to be a part of it, and you just felt like it puts you in another zone because it's like you hear a song, like we hear songs on the radio that everybody likes, cool, but like you said, it was an understanding. It was kind of like. You understand when the national anthem is played, what you're supposed to do, right? When you hear that song in the Grindhouse, in Grind City, you understood what time it was. And you kind of like, it just like, it runs through your veins. And all of a sudden, it was like, because I was there for 3 years. And so I was kind of like, okay, at some point, here it comes.
Yeah. It meant it's time to buckle up, man. It's time, you know what I mean? Like, it's time to strap in and get ready. Because normally they play it like right in fourth quarter or something like that, where the games are getting tight. I think it does a lot for the crowd, but it does a lot more for us when we hear it.
Say it again. Yeah. What are some of the fond memories you remember from our time? Like I can remember some pretty funny times, but like,
man. There's a lot of them, but honestly, something that we used to do all the time after practice, obviously, was we'd always shoot. So you and I you do your was it 25 threes? You had to make a certain amount, and you get your first little warm up 2-pointer, and then you go back and you have to run them off, get 22 or 21, whatever.
5 shots and 5
5 shots, 5 spots.
5 shots, 5 spots.
You gotta make a certain amount.
25.
Yeah. And I still do that like after every single workout. I do it to this day. I promise you, like every single time I don't leave the gym unless I do that, complete it, or get close to 25 or 24 or wherever that number is I'm trying to get to. But like, I remember like going home at night, like, man, I beat VC tonight, man. I beat him today, man. I finally got him because
I remember you used to hate that. You used to be like, no, I ain't doing it no more.
Right, because I couldn't win.
You used to hate some of my games.
I didn't like because I don't know what it is about you, but it's like you might be a little talented at the game. Like you can like shoot a little bit and you can like do things like throw the ball one arm all the way down the court and swish it and like I get it, but like I still felt like I should beat you. Like, I should be able to beat him. I just never could. So I was like, bro, like this is. And
when you did, like you were obnoxious with it.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
When you did. I still remember that.
Know.
Do you remember the one time we were working on the post move with the bump for separation to the jump shot?
Like almost like the little bit of the Dirk Nowitzki kind of fade away off of that. So getting that shoulder into him, creating a little bit of separation. You know, I worked on it, and you know, I use it whenever I get in trouble. When I get in trouble, I have to use it. But for the most part, man, I'm not as strong as I used to be. I used to knock people off of me.
It's these kids now, what they eat, and that's the problem.
Right.
You probably are. It's just what's up with them.
Exactly.
I want to ask you about this, and I mean, a lot of people when they see you play, when did the floater with the opposite hand start? Like, bro, you shoot left-handed, but I know, and I remember guarding you, wanting to block your shot on time. You like, yeah, right. You forgot. I shoot with the right hand. When did that become a thing for you?
Honestly, I've had it my entire life, and it became a thing for other people because I shoot left-handed, and they see it being my offhand as my right hand. So it's like, oh, he's shooting floaters with his offhand. But to me, in my mind, it's my dominant hand. It's always been my dominant hand. My right hand I'm right-handed in life, like in everything I do.
Because you golf right-handed, right?
I golf left and putt right.
You golf left and you putt right. That's right.
Yeah,
like
putt
backwards, bro.
Yeah,
backwards. That's what you are.
No, I do a bunch of different things with both hands now. But I think so. I basically grew up playing the game of basketball with my offhand and learned how to be a lefty, basically. But in the meantime, like if you ask me tomorrow or 10 years from now to have a free throw contest or 3-point contest, I probably shoot it right-handed. Like it's not even a question because it's the easier of the two. It's the one that it's like a natural motion. It's natural for Mike, the palm of the ball.
You do understand that you play in a professional sport when you probably want to be at your best and use what comes natural to you, right. And you still shoot with your left. But you're going to tell us on the VC show that in 10 years, you're going to probably shoot the three with your right hand.
I'm not lying to you. I had to explain this to my Timberwolves coaches who was working with me. I said, watch, I'll make 11 straight free throws right-handed. I haven't shot a right-handed shot in 2 years, and I switched them all. And it's because I don't have to think about it. Like left-handed, I literally have to like set my wrist and like put my elbow in.
I remember you used to always kind of just to make sure you would always.
Right. I really got to work. Like I really got to practice this and work on it and constantly do it. Like my right hand, I really don't have to do anything. That's why the floater.
But you hear what you're saying?
I know what I'm saying. I can finally say it now. I'm 35, man, and the scouting reports are out now. So who cares? So, like I don't mind.
Stop it.
Yeah, they still got to stop it, right?
Okay. Would you shoot a right-handed three in the professional game?
For like if it was a last second shot and somebody was like on my shoulder, like my left shoulder, and like I had to get a shot off, like it was like a desperation type thing.
Here's the deal. Your last season, we'll bring this up. You got to shoot at least 10 in the season. That's easy. 10 threes with the right hand. Right hand? You don't have to, yeah. It's your last season, bro.
I got to make sure I'm shooting a good percentage first, though. Well, as long as I'm shooting like 40, I can afford.
No, it could be. It could be. Yeah, it could be one of those like you see somebody closing out, especially if you're on the right side of the court and somebody closing out. That's when you shoot it. You're like, if I shoot it left, you're gonna block it. You know what I'm saying? Or preseason.
Real talk though, like I get in trouble sometimes when I'll be driving and dribbling and I go to pick up the shoot and like the ball will be like in both hands. And so like, I can't like I'll be like, oh shoot, and I gotta like maneuver it over to my left hand at the last moment to shoot it. And like sometimes it gets stuck.
Backwards.
It's crazy.
You like listen to this. Like some people gonna sit here like, bro, wait, just shoot with your right hand then.
I know. I wish I did. Honestly, I'd be a much better shooter.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words: Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the types of benefits only Caesars can offer: hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app; it's an empire. They call it running a business for a reason, because every day feels like a sprint to the finish. It takes a lot of work to make it all work. But with Clover and Merchant One, you're always a step ahead. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your point-of-sale technology. We make it easy to accept payments, run your entire business, and sell more. Clover plus Merchant One, better business solutions. Go to clover.com/M1 to get started. Did you know YouTube TV is more than cable for less than cable? That's right. YouTube TV has no long-term contracts or hidden fees. And it even lets you catch up to the live game with key plays. With a lineup of over 100 channels, you can watch live TV like cable. Signing up is simple. Get started in minutes, and you can watch all the action of the NBA Finals live on ABC. So what are you waiting for? Try it free today at youtube.com/NBA23. New users only. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
Kick your feet up, you can find us on all platforms. In that form, so be the hottest on them platforms. Your family now, got to listen to what we talking about. The VC show, let's go, it's time to turn it out. The VC show, let's go, let's go. The VC show, let's go.
I want to ask you something about Lauri Markkanen, man. I've been impressed with him. What are your thoughts on him, man? His growth, you could see it, I want to say last year, and where he was playing, and then he got hurt. He comes over to Utah, and you can just see newfound confidence in him and his game, man. Like, what is it like? What is it about Lauri that you like and you've seen in his growth?
Obviously, I think we started to see it in the summer when he was playing for his national team. He was, able to kind of be the guy and, start to, get reps in that role. When he got to Utah, he got in there and I'm like, man, who is this guy? Like he's, 7 feet, playing like a guard and can, has a high IQ, can shoot from anywhere. He's a lot more physical than what people give him credit for. He's tough to defend. And I think couple that with what Will Hardy was able to scheme around him and the talent that he put around him. And it was the perfect match for him. So he's been great.
It's amazing what confidence and health will do for a player. Obviously confidence is the thing, but like when a guy is healthy, you don't really have to think your way through the game. And that may sound weird, but sometimes like you tend to think like if you have an injury, let's say an ankle injury, you tend to worry like, can I plant off can I do this? And then when you're carefree and you have a clear mind, that's when the player is really dangerous. And I thought you could see his confidence, like the way he attacked the rim, the way he would go at bigs, the way he would go at the best players. Like it was amazing. And, he deserved, everything he's gotten this year.
Man, he was dunking on everybody, bro. It was crazy. It was fun to watch. You just gave him the ball in a transition or anything, and he was like 1-2 dribbles, and he was in the air. Super impressive to see him go from where he was to, I think he was an all-star starter, I believe, this year. So I mean, that says a lot about him and the time he puts into the game.
All right, we're going to get into one final question about this, and we're going to have one fun question that I know you're going to really enjoy.
All right.
Wolves and Mavs are going to be in Abu Dhabi in October. Are you looking forward to that? Because last year I got the opportunity to go there, and I'm hoping I get that call again. But, yeah, are you looking forward to time in Abu Dhabi?
I am. I've never.
Have you ever been? Because you're you, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I have never been. I've never been to that part of the world.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, I would love.
You're in for a treat.
I'm excited. We're starting to, kind of try to get it, look into things like what's around Dubai and all the things that are close around, and just trying to see.
Dubai's not that close. It's close, but it ain't that close. It's close. You'll enjoy your time in Abu Dhabi if you get a free night, whatever. Go. I say, take a trip over there. Bring your clubs.
Your clubs.
It's good golf out there.
Really.
I played every day.
They're there. They're already on the plane, bro. I'm there.
I played every day. So,
oh yeah,
yes. Lastly, I want to talk about little golf, and I know your love is golf, and you said you're like a 1 handicap right now. So
no, don't do that.
Oh, my bad. Okay, you're 3. My bad. 1, 3. What's the difference? How hard is it to maintain that handicap throughout the season? 1.
It's impossible. I'm like a 10 or 11 when I get done with the season. Like when I first come back, I'm like, I can't hit the ball at all.
Is it? Yeah, I was about to say it's like 4. Like, what's going on?
Right. They look at me.
How long does it take you to kind of get back into form? To like where you are to like a low handicap. Shoot,
it's getting better nowadays. Like last few years, I've kind of hit my stride a little bit earlier in the off seasons, but probably
because you're probably playing during the season more.
I'm not playing in the season at all. Not in Minnesota. I'm not going.
That's a fact.
It's going to be too cold. But no, it's it probably takes me about two weeks of just like literally like straight practicing. Like I'm hitting balls and not playing any rounds, really just kind of hitting balls and getting lessons here and there and just trying to dial it in for when I do play. I feel better about myself. And that's what I did this off season, and I've been playing decent so far. I might be ready to golf with you at some point whenever I get that call.
Chill. Stop it. For sure. So we're going to have to put the word out for you to get you in Lake Tahoe for the Tahoe tournament, because we definitely need more basketball representation there. I know Steph and Iggy, and there's a few, Kyle, Lauri, and we have Ray has been a time, but we definitely, with this 3 handicap that you have, we definitely got to put you on display out there to get you. So I am lobbying for you, as you see right now, being a friend and teammate. I'm lobbying for you right now. And hopefully Steph or Charles Barkley is another guy who's out there who represents Chris Webber. Caruso was out there this past year. So we need a little more representation of the sport. But Charles Barkley would be the guy to talk to, because he's the host of this tournament every year. So he will be the guy to get you in. I think you would do well.
I appreciate it. I need help. I've been trying to do it for a while, so I need to.
All right, but no, we got to start putting it out there. So it took me a while. I was fortunate enough to play in Sacramento, where we were close, and ran into some people. I was like, yeah, I do play golf. I do. I really like it a lot. Would I play? Yeah, absolutely I would play. And then here we are 5-6 years later. So for sure, we're going to have to put that out there. We're going to have to actually tag them in for this episode, just so they see it, just to hear this right here for you. Man, I appreciate you once again, man. You have a good one. And we're going to make sure we can get you on that Lake Tahoe tour. So you guys stay tuned, y'all. Appreciate everybody listening up. The VC Show. We out of here. Let's go.